Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're taking a look at a really foundational story. It's from ancient texts, shaped how we think about, well, everything from sibling rivalry right up to, the start of civilization.
Absolutely. We're diving into Cain and Abel, the first murder and its legacy.
Yeah, and this text is packed. Consequences, divine chats, genealogy. It's all in there.
And it's so much more than just an old tale. It really probes human nature, choice, justice, right from the get-go.
So our mission today.
Let's unpack it, pull out the key insights,
Okay.
and maybe see what questions it still raises for you.
Okay, let's get into it then. We start with the first family, Adam and Eve and their sons, Cain and Abel.
Right.
And what's striking immediately is they have very different roles, different paths. Cain's a tiller of the ground.
They're farmer, yeah.
And Abel's a keeper of sheep, a shepherd.
And this difference, well, it sets up the whole conflict around their offerings, doesn't it?
It does. Cain brings fruit of the ground.
Standard stuff from his work. But Abel brings of the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof.
The best part.
Exactly. The prime cuts, you might say. And then comes the crucial bit. The Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering, but unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect.
And that rejection, wow, Cain's reaction is intense. The text says he was very wroth and his countenance fell.
Deeply angry, yeah. His face just drops. You can picture it.
God steps in, speaks directly to him, asks, "Why art thou wroth, and why is thy countenance fallen?"
It's a key moment.
Yeah.
The Lord gives Cain this direct warning, really, about the path he's heading down.
What does he say exactly?
He says, if thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted. Basically, do good and you'll be fine. And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door.
Sin is waiting right there.
Like a predator, yeah. The text says, and unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. Sin wants to control you, Cain, but, and this is critical, you can master it.
So the choice is presented right there. It's about personal responsibility.
Absolutely. It implies Cain has agency. He can choose how to react to his anger, his jealousy. The responsibility is his.
But despite that warning, the story takes that tragic turn.
It does.
Cain talked with Abel, his brother, and it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and slew him. Just like that. Stark.
The first murder, and then the confrontation. God asks Cain directly, where is Abel, thy brother?
And Cain's response is just legendary, defiant. I know not, am I my brother's keeper?
Such a loaded question even today, and God immediately cuts through it. What hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground.
That imagery, blood crying out from the earth itself.
Powerful, isn't it? It shows the act is so profound, creation itself reacts, and the consequence for Cain is immediate. He's cursed from the earth. The ground he worked, his connection to it, is broken. It won't yield unto thee as her strength anymore.
And he's condemned to be, what was it, a fugitive and a vagabond.
Yeah, constantly wandering, restless, no roots.
But then there's a twist, isn't there? Something about mercy.
There is, and it's fascinating. Cain actually protests his punishment. He says, my punishment is greater than I can bear. He's afraid. Everyone that findeth me shall slay me.
He thinks he'll be killed on sight.
Right. But God steps in again, says, therefore whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And then the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him.
A mark. So not just a brand of shame, but protection.
Exactly. It's a divine safeguard. It's this incredible paradox. Judgment, but also mercy preventing immediate retribution.
So Cain is banished. He goes from the presence of the Lord to the land of Nod, east of Eden. But his story doesn't just end there.
Not at all. He actually, he builds a life, he marries, has a son, Enoch, and then he builds a city, names it Enoch, after his son.
The first city builder. A murderer.
It's quite something. And if you look at his descendants, Cain's lineage, it's where a lot of human civilization skills seem to originate.
Really? Like what?
Well, through Enoch and his line, you get to Lamech. And Lamech's kids are pioneers. Jabal is the father of tent dwellers, nomadic herders.
Okay.
His brother Jubal, he's the father of musicians, harp and organ players.
Music.
And then Tubal-Cain, he's an instructor of every artificer in brass and iron metallurgy. And his sister Nama is mentioned too. So you have nomadic life, music, metalworking.
Yeah.
All stemming from Cain's line.
Unexpected. Innovation from a cursed line.
Mm-hmm.
But wait, didn't Lamech also do something awful?
He did. This lineage isn't just about creativity, it's also about escalating violence. Lamech boasts to his wives. It's chilling.
What does he say?
He says, "Hear my voice. I have slain a man to my wounding and a young man to my hurt." He killed someone, maybe two, for injuring him.
Okay.
And then he says, "If Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, truly Lamech 70 and sevenfold."
Whoa! He's multiplying the vengeance way beyond what God set for Cain.
Exactly. It shows this terrible progression. Cain's sin, then Lamech's amplified, self-declared vengeance, a darkening path.
So that's the line of Cain. Culture, innovation, but also worsening violence. What happens next?
Well, the narrative brings us back to Adam and Eve. There's a contrast being set up. They have another son, Seth. And Eve names him specifically, saying, "For God hath appointed me another seed instead of Abel, whom Cain slew." He's seen as a replacement, a new hope.
A different kind of beginning.
Seems like it, because Seth also has a son named Enos. And the text adds a really significant detail here.
Then began men to call upon the name of the Lord.
So in Seth's line, there's this return to worship, to connecting with God.
Precisely. While Cain's line builds cities and develops crafts, Seth's line marks this moment where humanity, or at least a part of it, starts actively seeking a relationship with the divine again. It's a different focus entirely.
So pulling it all together, what have we seen in this deep dive? We've got the first murder, the weight of envy and choice.
Yeah, the consequences, divine justice mixed with that surprising mercy for Cain. And then these two diverging paths. Cain's line, civilization, arts, technology, but also that escalating violence with Lamech.
Right. Contrasted with Seth's line, starting with Enos, where the focus shifts back to, well, calling upon God. It really paints a complex picture of humanity's earliest steps after the fall.
It really does. We see creativity and murder side by side almost.
The story is packed with these tensions, managing envy, responsibility, the consequences, and how judgment and mercy can coexist.
So as we wrap this up, here's something maybe for you, our listener, to think about. You have Cain's line, building cities, pioneering culture, really shaping the material world. Then you have Seth's line, where the big event noted is that people began to call upon the name of the Lord.
What does that contrast suggest, especially considering it all stems from this foundational act of transgression? Does this ancient story challenge how we think about progress? Is it just about building things and advancing technology?
Or does that turn toward the spiritual, seen in Seth's line, represent something just as vital, maybe even more fundamental, about human civilization and perhaps redemption?
It leaves you wondering about the different paths humanity can take and what truly defines us after moments of profound failure. A lot to chew on from such an ancient text.